Okay, so one of the first thing that popped out to me here at the heart of the reading is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups indicates a situation in which there might have been a falling out between relationship partners where you're not completely happy with it and you're still dwelling on something that happened in the past, okay? And I do feel it is related to, first of all, truths coming to light and especially communication. So there might have been discrepancy in the way somebody or you express your opinions, in which words were exchanged that weren't entirely favorable to both sides here with the Ace of Swords in the reverse position, or even like confronting somebody and not getting the satisfaction from them of being the bigger person and getting the, giving you the full truth. So because of it, I do feel that a lot of you are operating from a place of lack of information or even like deception with the Moon card crowning your reading. Because oftentimes it's really hard for you to let go, or for people to let go in general, due to lingering attachments, due to not having full knowledge of the truth. So I do feel you're walking back into this situation. This is the only danger I'm sensing with the rest of the cards, or even the energy of this spread. We have the Fool in the reverse position, which is potentially walking back or cycling back through a prior experience in order to get the truth that you need. We also have Death in the reverse position in the advice position, which is that you really have to give it another run through to get the closure that you need. Once the truth comes out and you get the closure that you need, you're going to feel okay and you can emotionally move on, okay? Because at this point, I do sense that you're not physically, emotionally, mentally invested in it. But there is something that you feel that you deserve to know, and you deserve like to have full disclosure from whoever it is or whatever that situation is in your past. And as a result of it, you're kind of dwelling on it and you can't really physically, emotionally, mentally move on. Even though you're past it, it's still kind of like nagging at you, that voice in the back of your head telling you that, I deserve to know everything. I deserve to know the truth. So there's lack of clarity associated with this whole reading. And I do feel that what's coming in for you is the Star, which is hopes, aspirations, okay? For those of you looking for like new beginnings in love, new beginnings in work, I do feel that it's definitely coming through for you. And the Judgment card here indicates to me letting go of the old and also embracing new beginnings. And I do feel the new beginnings are greatly tied with self-empowerment with the Star. It's also tied with love based on the way this card shows up. And it's being blocked mainly because you're not embracing the new opportunities coming through for you. And I do feel new opportunities coming through with an Earth sign. For those of you looking for love, I have the Page of Coins in the reverse. So this is something that is kind of like in your periphery waiting for you, but you're not able to completely emotionally detach yourself from this previous situation in order to embrace this new beginning in love and life, okay? The Star is indicative of, that light that shines for you in the darkness. We have the Moon and the Stars. These are potent cosmic, major arcana cards. But at the same time, they indicate to me luminaries, things that are available to you from the universe. And they're helping you transition from a dark phase so that you have more clarity. And with the Moon, you have phases of the Moon where, if it's a full moon, you can see your way. However, if it's like a crescent moon, it's really hard to find your way. So, trust the Star. The Star is always like, it's hope, wishes being fulfilled. And it's also one of those things where it's a little bit more stable and dependable, okay? Because it doesn't change, well, astronomically, it does change throughout, based on your geographical location, but I do feel it's a little bit more consistent than the Moon. So this is something that you want to head towards, and the Star will steer you in the right directions of your hopes and aspirations. And also, it's a card of wish fulfillment. So I do feel let go of the past. The future looks a lot brighter. In the future, there is another person in it that can restore your sense of self-empowerment. That will be, Earth signs are a lot more stable. So that will be more stable for you as well. I do feel that, the Earth sign can be you or an external energy. It could be that, you can rely on yourself and your inner resources in order to let this go and move forward, or you can rely on that or find the strength in another partner that is very like-minded, such as you. Like-minded, such as another Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. Okay, so that's something to look forward to. So the advice here is go back to it only if you are emotionally detached enough to not be invested in the outcome. So whatever answer it is that you're seeking, whatever situation that you're hoping to return to, I do feel that it's a facade, it's a thin veneer, and it's not going to pan out the way that you'd hope. So if you want to approach it one more time in order to get at the truth, that would be the ultimate thing to get out of it, because you're not going to be able to achieve more than that, okay? In terms of your external environment, we have the Empress, and the Empress is a very powerful card that indicates to me, in general, it is a card of fertility. It is a card of gaining your ground and that sense of empowerment, be it male or female who's watching this. I do feel that you have to reclaim your sense of power in order to detach from the situation and in order to look forward to the rest of your life, okay? And that means turning the right way, looking at further land that is further away, so that you can conquer whatever is coming through for you in the future, okay? As for your hopes and fears, we do have the Six of Cups, which indicates to me, in a relationship spread especially, there was somebody from your past and the relationship was ridden with a lot of deception, with a lot of like misinformation, miscommunication, and even like it's a very transient energy where both parties are not on the same page, not on the same wavelength. They don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. So as a result of it, your hopes and fears here, you're afraid of this, of losing that sense of security with that person that you've had a very long history with. But at the same time, you're not being sucked back in by this blast from the past that is coming through and wanting to re-engage with you one more time in a relationship, okay? So let it go and move forward, because I do sense it is going to be better for you. At the same time, for those of you who were in stable relationships and all of a sudden there was like a dispute and things got kind of out of control, there is definitely room for reconciliation, okay? Because we do have the Magician here, which is basically you can morph this relationship into whatever it is that you want. Granted that both parties are able to, stop the bickering, stop the fighting. And at the same time, I do feel that for a lot of Taurus, I do feel that you have to relent here and acquiesce to the other person in the party, okay? So it's the end of conflict. It's you kind of like putting your ego on the back burner in order to allow the other person back in, all right? And this is only for stable relationships that for some reason, there was a major miscommunication or something like that, and both parties are now kind of estranged from one another. And I also feel too that a little bit of a shift in paradigm, basically a little bit of manipulation of the situation, not in a bad way, but more like in a way where it's like, okay, I see where you're coming from. So at least, have that discussion and have that talk, whatever it is that you need to, in order to reconcile with one another. And we are also in the period of Mercury in retrograde, so it is notorious for miscommunications, okay? So be very patient when dealing with people that you normally don't get along with in general, or at least you don't see eye to eye with in general. So this is just something to keep in mind. I also feel that for those of you, in terms of your financial situation, everything is looking great. We have the Star and the Magician, basically the best cards in the deck, and they're both appearing in the outcome position. So I do feel that with a little bit more knowledge, skill, and also basically the Star indicates like dispensing knowledge. It's a card of Aquarius. And the Magician is like synthesizing things, ideas together, okay? So I do feel for those of you who are either like in a profession where you have to like not only know one thing in depth, but you have to know a multitude of things. This indicates to me that there is definitely It's going to be in your advantage, to synthesize a multitude of things together to formulate your own unique idea and unique project. Okay, so that energy is coming through for you is very, very powerful. We have the magician. So you have the ability to make your dreams come true, is what I'm sensing here with the star upright and the magician upright. You have everything at your disposal, actually, to make your dreams come true and to manifest the right person and the right environment for you to feel emotionally and financially even stable.